Okay, so this, lads, is this area and volume part 2. It's continuing on from the last one. So what it asked is, you know, the one with the tent, they were saying this was supposed to be in the shape of a tent, and they're saying that, well, every square metre of the canvas needed for the tent is 2450. And they're not telling you whether to use area, whether to use volume, or what you do. But you do, the clue is in the question. It says square metre. So you have to associate what square metre for. Is that area or is that volume? And we know metre squared, centimetre squared is all area. So that meant for me, I have to go down the area route. So I have to find out what is a total surface area. So I need to get the area of every side and underneath that tent, the sides of the tent, the front and the back. And you can see that I've done it out here, that the area of the front of the tent is in the shape of a triangle. And it's in a right angle triangle. So if I just show you there, it's going to be half the base by the perpendicular height, and it's what I've written in green. So this is my triangle, for right down here. This is the triangle one. Half 3 multiplied by 2, which ends up being 3, and then I double it because the front and back of the tent is in the shape of a triangle. The rectangles then either side of the tent is again length by width, 6 multiplied by 2.5, and I get 15, and I double it because I've got 2 sides of the tent, gives me 30. And then underneath the floor part of the tent is going to be 3 by 6, which is 18. My total surface area, where I have 3 circles, bubbles, I add the 3 little bubbles and I get 54 metres squared. So it means then that if it's the case, I walk into Woodies and they say, oh, that every metre squared is 24, what did we say it was? 2450. Well, I need 54 metres squared, so it's times 54. And that's the total surface area. So that's that one done. Now I want you to have a look at, we'll have a look at the little clock one. Here's the shape of the clock. Now, what they're telling us in the question that you can't see right now is that unless you're following me in the book, the area of when the minute hand goes through an angle of 75, that area is 88 centimetres squared. They're asking me to find the length of the hand on the clock of the minute hand. Immediately your brain needs to be kind of thinking, okay, what have I got? I've got a circle. Okay, so they're talking about the area of a circle. If they're talking area, lads, they want you to use the area at some stage. And you think to yourself, well, that's pi r squared. Okay, but hold on a second. They're not talking about the total area of the clock. They're asking me about this little area here. I need to go further in the area. So what do I know about if I just have a sector to look at? Because that's all I'm looking at. So the area of a sector is angle over 360 times pi r squared. And that'll be my area. Okay, right, so let's go through this one then. What do I have? I need to find that, see the R there, then that'll give me the radius. The radius is what I'm looking for, the length of the hand. So if you look here at the center, the clock is in the center, it's shaped for circle, and there's like the hand is like behaving like the radius. But again, you have to interpret what you're given. Okay. So what we're going to do then is we're going to just change this, just change the color a little bit. And I'm going to say, I put in all the values I have. So I have 75 over 360 times my pi r squared. So actually that's in the question here. It says to use pi in your calculator. So I'm just going to, they didn't say to use 3.14. They didn't say to use 22 over 7. Be careful of the instructions. Use pi in your calculator. So that's my pi. My radius I don't know. Pi r squared. They're just all the little multiplication signs I put in, and I'm going to let it equals to 88. Okay, so on my next line, I'm just going to get, I'm going to get r squared on its own, because that's what I'm trying to find. So if I'm going to bring over, pardon me, you can't see that. I'm going to bring over the 75 over 360 is being multiplied by pi r squared. Bring multiplication over the equal sign and becomes division. So pi r squared equals, I think it's 144 for what I remember from this one, divided by 75 over 360. is it? Oh, sorry, it's 422.4. 422.4. Now, I need to get r squared in its own. Why? Because that's what I'm looking for. I'll just try to change the shape there. So it's r squared in its own. So I bring pi is being multiplied by r squared. So I can say like what's all that matters is what's going on here between the pi and the r squared. And pi is being multiplied by r squared. So what I'm going to do now is bring that over. So the pi becomes division. It's divided into it. Now, be careful here, lads. Do this in your calculator. Are you ready? Press the fraction button. Put 422.4 on top. Underneath it, go down underneath. Press, if you have a Casio, press Shift. And you see on the bottom row it says multiply by 10x. Press that. So Shift, multiply by, and then press the multiply by 10x. And that'll give you pi. And you get a rigmarole. 134.4540959. 4540959. Okay. Then all we're going to say after that is r equals the square root of 134.45400959. Lads, you're going to have to start getting familiar with what to do, like when you get a squared on the left hand side. If something is squared on the left hand side, to get rid of that squared, the reason why I'm doing that is I would just want to get the length of the hand. At the moment, I'm getting the length of the hand squared when I let it equals to 134.4540959. So you just get the square root of the other side. And to do that, then you press your square root button. See the way the r squared is changing out to r, you see. So you go square root of 134.4540959, and we press equals, and we get r equals, again, write everything you get down, 11.59. Oh God, it's gone on me actually. But anyway, so you keep writing it all down. It's just gone on me. And to one decimal place, they're asking for lads, so we're going to say 11.6 centimeters. And that is it. That's the length of the hand on the clock is 11.6 centimeters. So your radius is the length of the hand.